Is the screen, does it know and suffer all the things that the hero is suffering in the travails of the movie? No. Does it do all the actions that King Kong is jumping up and down in Manhattan? Is the screen jumping up and down in sympathy with King Kong? Then the movie will be spoiled. The screen starts jumping up and down in excitement. No. In itself, no. So, Ashtavakra says, you are not the enjoyer or sufferer, you are not the doer of actions also. Chidruposi, you are pure awareness. When? Right now. It's another thing to understand. Consciousness is not cumulative. Cumulative in the sense, after plenty of knowledge, then only I will become pure consciousness. No. If I do not know anything at all, if I do not take one class of Advaita Vedanta at all, I am as much pure consciousness, awareness, as Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, Holy Mother, and the rest of us. All the time. It's not that we become this by a lot of spiritual practice. This becomes clearer to us. Us means the knower now, the jiva, sentient being. Our real nature is that. So you are not the knower, you are not the enjoyer or sufferer, you are not the doer. Now you, the consciousness. And yet, other than you, there is no knower, there is no enjoyer, sufferer, there is no doer. Think about it. Other than the screen, where is the hero or the villain? Where are the things which you see in the movie? Nowhere. They can't exist. It's like, by the moonlight, the beautiful earth is revealed at night. Correct. It's not revealed by the sunlight. And yet, there's no moonlight without the sunlight. It is the sunlight alone falling on the moon which reveals the earth at night. This is a good example used in Vedanta. Compare the sun to awareness or consciousness. You, the reality. The moon is like the mind. And the moonlight, which is basically reflected sunlight, is like the reflected consciousness. And what actually reveals the world at night? Not the sun directly. It's the reflected light, which we call moonlight. Notice, it's the moonlight which is practically revealing the world, giving us experience of the world at night. But the moonlight also, notice, it's limited. It's not equal, not at all equal to the sunlight. Not only that, it is not original to the moon. It is borrowed from the sun. It's a tiny fraction of the light of the sun. A lot like that, you are that limitless awareness, tiny bit of you. Miserable, fading, little flickering bit, you shine upon the mind, and that becomes knower, pramata, enjoyer and sufferer, bhokta, doer of all actions, karta. So this, what Ashtavakra says, is like a double-edged sword. It has to be understood carefully. You are not the knower, but there is no knower other than you. And Ashtavakra says, you are not bhokta, not the enjoyer, sufferer, but there is no enjoyer, sufferer apart from you. You are not the doer, na karta, but there is no doer apart from you. This is a subtle point, simple point actually. You can easily grasp it with the dream example, with the movie example. We can grasp it, but it has to be grasped. Moving on. This consciousness is effortless. Knowledge requires effort. You have to come to the retreat and get the book and sit and struggle through Ashtavakra's wild sayings. It requires effort. It requires effort. You have to go to college. You have to study and go to college and all of that. It requires effort. But consciousness, what effort does it require to be conscious? None. Swami, you have not attended Vedanta classes. It requires a lot of effort to be conscious. No. Here is the point, really, seriously. The point is that waking, dreaming, deep sleep are states of the mind, not consciousness. You say, I take a cup of coffee and I feel very conscious. I felt less conscious before the cup of coffee. No, it is the mind which gets, the body becomes alert, the mind which is very closely tied to the body becomes alert. If you are sick, if you are tired, then the mind also will feel tired and unwell and dull. But consciousness is the one which reveals the sharp, clear mind. It reveals the dull, quiet mind. Consciousness is that which reveals the awake mind, and it reveals the sleepy mind. It reveals the mind in deep sleep also. Consciousness is not awake. You can say consciousness is always awake. It's like the sun. Because of the sun and the movement of the earth, we have night and day. But in the sun, there is no night and day. Or you can say it's always day, because it's always shining. Because of the movement of the mind, we have waking, dreaming, deep sleep. We have alert and dull, keen and blunt mind, slow, lazy, sharp. All of that is the mind, and connected to the body also. That's why, Bill, who is there in the Vedanta Society, he says that, I can't seem to remember too well these days, Swami. I said, you are doing well, Bill. You are nearly twice my age, and I have the same problem. I can't seem to remember too well. He is 97. It is just the body. When the body slows down, the mind also slows down. And the awareness which revealed the keen mind is now revealing the mind which has slowed down. Awareness, the awareness, that is you. You have not slowed down. You are revealing things just as well. Your performance is still 100%. It's not cumulative. It is effortless. Recognition of this awareness is all that we need, and it is instantaneous. Instantaneous. How long does it take to recognize the screen, to notice the screen in a movie? How long? You are always directly staring at it. You may forget it from time to time to enjoy the movie. But if somebody points out, are you aware of the screen? You will say, the screen, oh, of course, there it is. Similarly, our real nature, that awareness, instantaneous. If it takes more time, it is the mind which is creating complications. It should be instantaneously available, because it is available to us all the time. Without it, we wouldn't be having any experience. Even the doubts about it require it. Shankaracharya says, Ya esha nirakarta tasyaiva atmasa. Whoever denies this pure consciousness, this awareness, it is the awareness of that one who is denying it. Without that, you cannot deny it also or confirm it. Because of the light of that consciousness, we are ignorant of it. Because of the light of that consciousness, we become enlightened about it. We become enlightened, Brahmagyani. It's because of that consciousness alone. It's instantaneous. Always shining. All the time shining. Effortlessly. You don't have to work at it to make it shine. Now when we look at this verse, you will see. That is what you are. Tat Tvamasi. You say, but only after I realize it. No. Whether you realize it or not, it's there. And you are that. Choicelessly. You don't have to be a non-dualist. If you can be the most committed dualist and believe and have a simple devotion to God, you can be an atheist, you can be Richard Dawkins or Sam Harris or whatever. Whatever you are, whatever our views and ideas and conclusions are, that one consciousness is the same for every one of us. Now when we look at the verse, you will see it makes perfect sense.